Hi, I'm Tim Carter from AsktheBuilder.com, and I want to talk a little bit now about builder's levels, laser levels, transits. These are things that are going to come in really handy when you start to build the shed. For example, if you're going to pour a concrete slab for your shed, well, you can use maybe a 4-foot level to try to level the forms up. But what happens if your forms, if your lumber has got a crown in it or a hump? You're not going to necessarily get a true reading. That's where a device like a builder's level or a laser level comes in really handy. Let me show you a couple of them right now. Okay, so here you have, this is a really nice laser level. This is the AsktheBuilder LL20. And this device, it shoots out a laser line. You can kind of see it right there. And it shoots out a plane of light around the entire job site, just like imagine if you had a pie plate and it was just sending out this level line everywhere through the site, so that no matter where you stood, you'd be able. In fact, I can actually do that for you. You can see I can move around the laser level. I can completely move around, and you keep seeing. You keep seeing the laser. It's not just shooting out a straight line as if a rifle bullet was leaving a rifle. So this particular device, very, very nice. And you can see what it does. You can set it up, just let it operate, and then you go around the job site, finding out the elevations of the soil or the bottom of the holes that you're digging. Now here is a more traditional builder's level. This is, once again, this is made by the same company. And this is one that I used for many, many years. You actually look through it, you rotate it around, and you look through this eyepiece, and unfortunately you really can't see through there. I don't have the right attachment for the camera, but you get the idea. You put your eye up against there, and what you end up seeing is a crosshairs that's just like that's just like what you would see, on a submarine, and the through the old World War II movies where you see the periscope with the crosshairs, and that where the crosshairs is, that's the center line of what you're looking at, and but you can actually see right here the laser level is shooting a laser line onto this particular, you can see the laser line right there. But the point is, these tools, these are the things that you use to establish level lines and tell you what's level on the job site. Forget about trying to use a 4-foot level or a water level or something else like that. These tools can be rented. You can go to tool rental places and use them. And the way that this particular laser level works, you have to use it in conjunction with a grade pole. In other words, this is a big long stick. This particular one goes up to 8 feet high. They can go as high as 22 feet. I have another one that's 14 feet. But here is the component that works along in conjunction with the laser, so that you can operate this laser level just by yourself. Whereas this particular builder's level, unfortunately, you need 2 people. One person needs to be looking through this instrument, and then a second person needs to be holding the grade pole that you see. Well, you can see here, if I just turn this on by pushing this button here, okay, it comes on. Now watch what happens. Hear that? Okay, and you can see the laser line at the top of the instrument right there. But as I lift this up, when you hear that fast tone, that tells you that you're right where you need to be. So in other words, you can walk around the job site using this particular tool, and you can determine the elevations of things totally by yourself. So I would highly recommend renting a tool like this if you can find it in your location. It's really, really simple. All right, so there you have it. That's the quick tutorial on builder's levels, laser levels. They come in really, really handy, and they will allow you to work by yourself if you get the right one. One final tip. All of these tools come with carrying cases, and you'll see what I did here. Look where I store that case. Believe me, years and years ago, early in my career, I lost one of my cases. Well, I shouldn't say I lost it. It got ruined because it got run over by a piece of equipment. But there's a special place that you need to store these cases so that they don't get damaged. Look at this. So here you have the instrument, and what I always do is I always put the case, the storage case, right underneath the tripod, because there's a really good chance you're not going to hit the tripod. You always set the tripod up away from where you're working, away from any construction equipment, and you just do the same. I did the same thing here. You can see with the traditional optical builder's level. Just put those cases right underneath the tripod, and you'll save yourself a lot of time and trouble. Now you have it. Now you know exactly what to use when you get ready to level the site, dig the holes, whatever it might be that you're going to do for your shed, so that you make sure that the top of the foundation, the top of the piers, the subfloor, the slab, whatever it might be, you need to make sure it's level. And these two tools will do a great job for you. I'm Tim Carter for AsktheBuilder.com.
If you want to discover more home improvement tips, go to AsktheBuilder.com.